Hello my dear students, today I am going to explain a new topic and that is known as total cost. As you know, in the previous video I have already explained the short-run cost, that was the total fixed cost and total variable cost. Is it clear? And I hope you are able to explain both of it. Now come to the next topic, and that is known as total cost. So total cost, it is denoted by TC. So TC is equal to TVC plus TFC. So in a simple word we can say total cost is the total variable cost and total fixed cost. It is the summation of both TVC and TFC. If you want to explain in the form of definition, in that case you can say total cost is the total expenditure which is done by the producer for hiring the factors of production. Is it clear? So that is known as total cost. Once again, what is total cost? Sir, it is the total expenditure which is incurred by the producer for hiring the factors of production. So it may be the total fixed cost or it may be the total variable cost, and that's why we say it is the summation of both, that is known as total cost. Now we should know what is the shape of the total cost. Is it clear? So before explaining the shape, you must know about the schedule or the values, how it works. So here I have taken output, clear. In the second I have taken total variable cost, and here I have taken, that is the total fixed cost. And summation of both will become the total cost. Clear? As we know that when there is no output, total variable cost will also be 0, but TFC will be something. Let I have taken 12. So it is the summation of TVC plus TFC. So at 0 level of output, TFC is 12 and TVC is 0. So total cost will be 12. Clear? Now suppose here I come, if we produce 1 unit, suppose the total variable cost is 6, total cost will remain constant at all level of production. So our TC will be 18, 6 plus 12. If we produce the second unit, suppose the total variable cost is 10 and total fixed cost is 12, so it will become 22. Now if we come on the third unit, or when we produce the third units, suppose the total variable cost has increased 10 to 15, clear, and the total fixed cost is, that is, suppose 12. So total cost will be 15 plus 12, that is the 27. Okay. Now if we move towards one more output, that is the fourth output, clear. So total variable cost is suppose 24 and this is again 12, then what will happen? The total value will be 36. Clear? Now if we move towards the fifth unit, is it clear? So Here suppose the value is 35 and the total fixed cost that will remain constant, so let that is 47. Is it clear? So in this way, what you find? Sir, we find that TC depends on TVC. So here the TVC is rising, that's why TC is also rising, because the TFC is constant at all level of output. Clear? So as we know that the shape of the TVC is inverse S. So come, suppose that is the y-axis, this is you have our x-axis. On the x-axis we will take what? Output. Clear? On the y-axis we will take TVC, next TFC, next TC, all. Clear? So let this is the, suppose this value is 12, so at all level of output the value of TFC will remain constant. So this is the TFC. Clear? Now the TVC, when the output is 0, TVC is also 0, so it will start from origin, that is TVC. Clear? Now TC will never be 0 because TFC will never be 0. So at 0 level of output, at 0 level of output, TC will always equals to TFC. Clear? So TC will starts from that point from where TFC starts. So our TC that is our TC. Is it clear? So the gap between the, this is the gap between the TC and TVC, gap will always be equals to TFC, the value of TFC, value of TFC at all level of output. Here I have done some mistake. If you see the peak diagram, here you find that is the area is more broader and here the area is smaller, so it is not possible. So we must some reduce that area. Clear? So in this way, on a single diagram, we can also draw the diagram of TC, TVC, TFC. Another question arises, what is the shape of TC? So as we know that TVC totally depends on, TC depends on TVC, and the shape of the TVC is inverse S, so the shape of the TC will also be the same. That will be the inverse S. Clear? So I hope you are able to understand this TC, TVC and TFC. Clear? Now come to the next topic, that is the average. Average cost. Clear? So what is average cost? So average means what is the cost of one unit, okay, if a producer produce, and that is known as the average cost. So in the form of definition we can say it is the per unit cost of production. It is the per unit. This is the most important. Per means 1. Clear? So what is the 1 unit cost of production, and that is known as average cost. So we have already done, that is the TFC, next we have done TVC, next we have done TC. So what will be the average cost of TFC? So here we will write AFC, here we will write AVC, and here we will write AC, average cost. Is it clear? So all three we have already done. Now today we have to know what will be the average fixed cost, what will be the average variable cost, or what will be the average cost, because we are going to study average cost, and average cost is known as per unit cost of production. Okay. Now if we discuss about the AFC, again we will say it is the per unit fixed cost of production. It is the per unit fixed cost of production. Clear? So it is the per unit, means what is the cost of 1 unit of production in terms of fixed. So average is always calculated on the total values. Total value. So it is based on total value. So here AFC is equal to TFC divided by output. Clear? So T indicates total value. So total value divided by output is known as AFC. So in the previous video I have taken output, next I have taken, that is the TFC. Clear? And the value was, when the output was 0, okay, the TFC was 12. When production was 1 unit, again it was 12. When it was the second unit, that again it was the 12. Third, 12. Fourth, 12. Fifth, 12. That was our TFC. Now, as we know that average fixed cost is equal to TFC divided by output, so here AFC is equal to infinite. Why it will be infinite? Because any number which is divided by 0, it will infinite. Clear? And here the average fixed cost, 12 divided by 1, 12. 12 divided by 2, that is the 6. 12 divided by 3, it will be the 4. 12 divided by 4, it will be 3. Okay, this is the, suppose, 5th unit, and our total fixed cost is 12. So 2.5, 2.4. 2.4. So what you find here? Here we find that as the output is increasing, average fixed cost is continuously declining. But one thing always remember in your mind, AFC will never 0. Point number 1. Clear? Because even at 0 level of output, TFC is something. So if the TFC is something, that's why AFC will never be 0. Point number 2. AFC continuously declines as output increases. Point number 3, it tries to touch x-axis but never touches, because now come to the shape of the AFC. Okay, so that is the y-axis, this is our x-axis. X-axis always takes output and y-axis will take AFC, average fixed cost. So average fixed cost will always try to fall. AFC, clear? So the shape of AFC is rectangular hyperbola. Okay, so that is the shape of the AFC, average fixed cost, will be rectangular hyperbola. So why? Here another question arises, why the shape of the AFC will be rectangular hyperbola? So if any point we take, we find that the area of 1 is always equals to area of this. Clear? So at all level of output, the area will be the same, and that's why it is told rectangular hyperbola. Clear? And if you have any doubts, now come to the degree of elasticity of demand, where ED is always equals to 1, and whatever the shape comes of demand, that is also known as rectangular hyperbola, because here also the area of different fall or rise in the price, that is same. Like that, here also the shape of the AFC will be the rectangular hyperbola. Clear? So this is the most important. Now come to the AVC, that is the average variable cost. So AVC is calculated from TVC. So what will be the definition? It is the per unit variable cost of production. Cost of production. Clear? So AVC is equal to TVC divided by output. Clear? So here again we will make a diagram, schedule. First, that is the output TVC. Next, that is the AVC, average variable cost. So output is 0, TVC is also 0. When the output is 1, that is the 6. Let that is the 2, here also the 10. That is the 3, it is the 15. Next, that is the 4, it is the suppose 24. That is the 5, it is suppose that is 35. Clear? So what will be the AVC? So here AVC will be what? That is 0. 6 divided by 1, that will be the 6. 10 divided by 2, that is the 5. 15 divided by 3, again it is the 5. Next, 24 divided by 4, that is the 6. And 35 divided by 5, it is 7. Clear? So, up to the first and second, what you find? It falls. Clear? And second and third, you find it has become constant. And from fourth onwards, it is rising. Clear? So, suppose if we draw, what will be happen? AVC, average variable cost, that is located on y-axis. It is located on, output is located on x-axis. So first it falls. So let it falls. Clear? Now it become constant. So it has become constant, and after that it starts to rise. So that is AVC. In this way we can say what? The shape of the AVC is U-shaped. That is U-shaped. What is the shape of AVC? Your answer will be U-shaped. Clear? Now, why it starts to fall up to suppose this level? Clear? Up to this level, because law of increasing return applies. So up to here the law of increasing returns apply, and that's why it is continuously falling. It has become constant. It means the law of constant returns that's apply, and it has become constant, and law of diminishing returns, if applies, the average variable cost starts to increase. So in this way it is the shape of AVC, and it is U-shaped. Clear? Now come to the AC, that is known as average cost. It is denoted by AC. So our definition will be, it is per unit cost of production. And we also say it is the per unit total cost of production, because per unit will indicate the cost of each unit. Okay, so here it can be also explained like the AFC and AVC. Clear? So that is our TVC, that is already given. Now here we will take the TFC at all level, that will be suppose 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. Clear? Now we have already calculated the value of TC by adding both. So 12 plus 0, 12, 12 plus 6, that is 18, 12 plus 10, that is 22, 12 plus 15, that is 37, 12 plus, that is the 24, it is 12 plus 35, that is the 47. Clear? So we have already calculated TC. Now what will be the average cost? So AC is equal to TC divided by output. Output. Clear? So here, as I told, that 12 divided by 0 is equal to infinitive. That's why neither the AFC nor the AC will touch the y-axis. Never it will touch, because it is infinite. Now 18 divided by 1, that is 18. 22 divided by 2, that is 11. Next 27 divided by 3, that is 9. 36 divided by 4, again it is 9. And 47 divided by 4, 9.4. Clear? So what you find here? Again the same thing happens. Up to the second level, it is falling. Third and fourth, it has become constant. And after that, it starts to rise. Clear? And same thing you have noticed in case of AVC. Okay? So, the shape of the AC will be just like the shape of AVC, because previously I told you TC totally depends on TVC, total variable cost. So here that will be the AC on Y axis, on the X axis that will be output, and the shape of the AC will again what? U shaped. What is the shape of AC? We will say it is also U shape, because here you are seeing initially it falls, after that it become constant, and again it starts to rise. So the shape of the AC will U shape. In a simple word, we can say as the output increases at a particular output, it continuously falls, after that it becomes constant, and as we increases the output, the average cost starts to rise. So in this way, in this video, we learned about the average fixed cost, average variable cost, and average cost. Clear? In the next video, we will discuss about the marginal cost, okay, and the relation between the TVC, TFC, AVC, AFC, and AC. Okay? Thank you.